So, the Grammy nominations for Best Rap Performance just dropped. And honestly, calling this a competition is like calling a Formula One race against a bicycle a fair fight. The category exists, other artists are nominated, but let's be real about what's actually happening here. The nominees are Cardi B's Outside, clips featuring Kendrick Lamar and Pharrell Williams with Chains and Whips, Doechie's Anxiety, Kendrick Lamar featuring Lefty Gunplay with TV Off, and Tyler, the Creator, featuring Tizo Touchdown with Darling I. On paper, that's a solid lineup, some genuinely great performances from artists at the top of their game, the kind of category where you could have an actual debate about artistic merit and technical execution. Welcome to Celebrity Rap Life, where the spotlight never fades, comebacks are built from chaos, and every headline tells a deeper story. Like, subscribe, and stay locked in. Except there's one small problem. Kendrick Lamar is nominated. And not just nominated, he's nominated with TV Off, which might actually be the best song he dropped during his recent all-time historic run. And if you know anything about Kendrick's recent run, calling it all-time isn't hyperbole, it's just accurate reporting. Here's where this gets interesting. And by interesting, I mean the outcome is so obvious it's almost boring. The Grammy voters are going to pick TV Off. Not might, not could, will. And here's the thing, they're actually making the right choice, which is rare enough for awards shows that it deserves acknowledgement. Let's break down why TV operating in a completely different tier than everything else in this category. This song opens with a mustard beat that's instantly recognizable as classic. Not just pretty good or solid, classic. The kind of production that makes you stop whatever you're doing and pay attention. Already, we're at a level most songs never reach. Most tracks would be thrilled to have that beat as their entire identity. But then, the song does something genuinely wild. It transitions. And not just any transition, a shift from the A part to a Just Blaze-inspired horn anthem that hits like a freight train wrapped in a symphony. That transition is introduced by what might be one of the greatest moments in Kendrick Lamar's entire career. Read that again. One of the greatest moments in the career of an artist who has Damn, Good Kid, Mad City, and To Pimp a Butterfly in his discography. An artist who just swept the Clio Awards. An artist operating at a level that makes other rappers look like they're playing a different sport entirely. If you're already thinking, okay, but what makes this transition so special, then you absolutely need to hit that subscribe button right now, because understanding what Kendrick did here reveals exactly why the gap between him and everyone else keeps getting wider, not narrower. The transition moment is described as perhaps the funniest and best idea Kendrick's ever recorded on an album. Think about the weight of that statement. We're talking about an artist known for conceptual depth, technical mastery, and taking creative risks that most rappers wouldn't even attempt. And this moment on TV Off is being called potentially his best idea ever. That's not just good, that's generational. That's the kind of creative execution that gets studied in music programs decades from now. But here's the twist that makes this whole situation kind of beautiful. Lefty Gunplay's contribution. Because TV Off isn't just a Kendrick showcase, Lefty comes through with a performance so memorable that people could literally listen to him saying crazy, scary, spooky, hilarious on repeat all day. And that's not sarcasm, that's genuine appreciation for a feature performance that enhances rather than just filling space. Most features are transactional. You get your 16 bars, collect your check, move on. Lefty created something actually quotable, something that sticks in your brain and becomes part of the song's identity. That chemistry between Kendrick and Lefty, that ability to make a feature artist shine while maintaining the song's vision, that's mastery. That's what separates great performances from legendary ones. Now let's address the elephant doing backflips in the room. Kendrick dominated the Grammys last year, like absolutely dominated, swept categories, made acceptance speeches, reminded everyone why he's considered generational talent. This year won't be the same level of domination. The predictions suggest he won't have quite the same sweep. But, and this is crucial, don't expect him to go home empty-handed. Out of all the nominated categories, Best Rap Performance with TV Off feels like the Grammy choice, not because the Grammys are just handing Kendrick awards for existing, but because TV Off genuinely is the best rap performance in this category, by a distance that's almost uncomfortable to acknowledge if you're rooting for anyone else. Here's what makes this situation kind of sad for the other nominees. They're not bad. Cardi B's Outside is solid, Tyler's Always Doing Interesting Things, Doechie's Anxiety represents important voices in rap. The Clips track with Kendrick and Pharrell has legendary artists collaborating. Under normal circumstances, any of these could win and it would make sense. But these aren't normal circumstances. These are Kendrick Lamar just had one of the greatest years in hip-hop history, and TV Off is Exhibit A circumstances. The production alone would make TV Off competitive. The mustard beat, the Just Blaze horn anthem, the way the song builds and transitions, that's Grammy-worthy before anyone even starts rapping. Then Kendrick comes in with technical execution that makes other rappers reassess their life choices, and Lefty Gunplay delivers a feature that's memorable enough to become its own talking point. That combination, elite production, generational talent main performance, and a feature that actually enhances rather than just existing, that's why TV Off isn't just going to win, it deserves to win. And here's the uncomfortable truth for everyone else in this category. Even Kendrick's other nomination is competing against his own work. Chains and Whips with Clips and Pharrell is also nominated, so Kendrick is in this category twice, which is either extremely impressive or just unfair depending on your perspective. The Grammys have a complicated relationship with hip-hop. Historically, they've gotten it wrong more often than right, ignored important albums, given awards to safe choices instead of groundbreaking work, made decisions that aged like milk left in the sun. But with TV Off, they're positioned to get it right. The song that should win is the song that will win. That alignment of merit and outcome is rare enough in award season that it deserves recognition. If you want to stay updated whether the Grammys actually make the obvious choice or somehow mess this up, you need to subscribe right now, because award season is full of surprises, and sometimes those surprises are just disappointments wearing fancy clothes. The real question isn't whether TV Off wins Best Rap Performance. That's basically decided unless something truly bizarre happens. The real question is what this says about where Kendrick is in his career. He's at a point where his off year at the Grammys still includes wins, where even when he's not dominating, he's still collecting awards, where his work is so consistently excellent that it almost feels unfair to everyone else competing. That's not cockiness, that's just pattern recognition based on watching what happens when Kendrick releases music. Lefty Gunplay's crazy, scary, spooky, hilarious is going to be quoted in acceptance speeches. The mustard beat is going to be referenced in production discussions. The transition to those horns is going to be studied by aspiring artists trying to understand how to execute creative risks. And Kendrick Lamar is going to add another Grammy to a collection that's already running out of shelf space. The other nominees brought their A-game. They created legitimate art. They deserve respect and recognition, but they had the misfortune of being nominated in the same category as TV Off in a year when Kendrick decided to remind everyone exactly why comparisons to him never quite work out well for the other person. Make sure you're subscribed, because when TV Off wins, and it will win, we'll break down exactly what this means for the future of hip-hop and why Kendrick's down year is still everyone else's career highlight. The Grammy for Best Rap Performance is already wrapped with a bow. The suspense isn't real. The outcome is obvious. Sometimes the favorites win because they're actually the best. This is one of those times. And honestly, that's how it should be.